Have you ever noticed someone on the street, or maybe you've caught yourself in the mirror mid-sentence, arguing a point, or whispering a to-do list? We see it, we dismiss it, maybe we smile nervously. There's something strange about this behavior. Society quietly tells us that talking to yourself is the first sign of, well, isolation, maybe even instability. It's the stuff of movie villains and eccentric geniuses. The accepted wisdom is that the silent mind is the stable mind. But here's the paradox. If silence is stability, why are the most creative, the most disciplined, and the most self-aware people often the ones having a running commentary with themselves? The very thing we associate with losing control might, in fact, be the ultimate act of mental organization. What is really happening when the monologue becomes a dialogue? Is this a glitch in the system or a sophisticated psychological tool we've forgotten how to use? The real question is not if you talk to yourself, but what your inner voice is trying to save you from. You've been there. You are standing in the pantry, staring into the abyss of snacks, and you hear it. Okay, self, we are getting one cookie, one, and then we are walking away. It's a quick, transactional communication. It feels harmless. It feels necessary. We do this constantly, don't we? We use externalized speech for the mundane. Left, right, now turn the bolt. We are using our own voice as a sonic guidepost, a way to anchor an abstract thought to the physical world. But here's the thing. When you witness this behavior in others, you often see a flash of panic, a quick hand-over-mouth movement. We fear being caught in this intimate act. Why? Because the cultural script tells you that the person you're talking to should be outside your head. And this is where it gets interesting. The psychology behind this runs deeper than just finding your car keys. We are not just talking to ourselves. We are performing a complex, internal, psychological dance. When you speak, even if no one is listening, you are doing two powerful things. First, you are slowing the torrent of thought. Thoughts are chaotic, fragmented, and often racing. When you force them out as structured, linear speech, you are imposing order on the internal mess. The silence is not emptiness. It's a chaotic roar. Your voice is the command structure. But the truth is, the most profound reason we talk to ourselves connects back to our very earliest experiences. Think about attachment theory. As children, when we were distressed, a caregiver's voice provided immediate regulation, safety, and a mirror for our emotions. When you say, "It's okay, you can do this," you are literally activating the part of your brain that remembers that soothing, external validation. You become your own best caregiver. You step into the role of the reliable, supportive other. Here's what's fascinating. Studies on the brain's mirror neuron system suggest that when you hear yourself speak, your brain is processing the message as if it is coming from a trusted, external source. You are, in effect, tricking your own system into giving yourself the attention and focused instruction that a coach or mentor would provide. You are taking your thoughts and making them a witness to your own experience. It's not crazy. It's a sophisticated, self-soothing and self-governing mechanism. But here's the complexity. Not all self-talk is created equal. There are two distinct psychological processes at play. One, the private inner dialogue. This is the constant silent hum. It's often fast, judgmental, and full of half-formed ideas. It uses you and I interchangeably. It's the voice that says, "I should have done that differently." Two, the external monologue. Out loud talk. This is the one that gets you noticed, and it's often far more effective. When you switch your self-talk from first person, I, to second person, you, something profound happens. Try it now. Say, "I am stressed about this presentation." Now, say, "You are stressed about this presentation." The you creates psychological distance. It instantly reframes the issue, moving you from being the victim of the emotion to the advisor who is observing the problem. Psychologists call this self-distancing, or the self as other phenomenon. It dramatically reduces the emotional intensity of a problem, making you a better, more rational problem solver. It's why you see great athletes talking to themselves before a free throw. All right, you got this. Bend your knees. They are momentarily stepping outside of their frantic first-person fear to deliver clean, actionable instructions to their performing self. They are not talking to the air, they are talking to their executive function. But here's the truth. The external monologue is also a defense against cognitive overload. When a task is too complex, too ambiguous, or too novel, speaking the steps out loud acts as an external hard drive for your working memory. You are freeing up mental space by using your own voice as a temporary storage and processing unit. We have to acknowledge the shadow. The person talking to themselves is not always reciting a grocery list or practicing positive affirmations. Sometimes that talk is laced with shame, frustration, and critical self-talk. I'm so stupid. I always do this. When the self-talk becomes toxic, it's a signal. It means the internal caregiver has become the internal critic. The voice that was meant to soothe you is now reflecting back every negative judgment you've absorbed from the outside world. But even this, too, is a form of self-regulation. When you externalize the negative talk, you are trying to process the pain by giving it a form. You are trying to control the monster by naming it. It's a desperate attempt to find a solution by debating the problem itself. This is where the gentle reframe comes in. If you hear your shadow talker speaking, don't silence it. Shift its language. Stop saying, "Why am I so bad at this?" A question with no useful answer, and start asking, "Okay, you missed this step. What is the immediate next action to correct it?" The people who are most comfortable talking to themselves are often those with the highest degree of self-trust. They have learned that their own voice is the most reliable source of guidance. They don't need external validation to initiate or complete an action. Think of the child learning to tie their shoes, reciting the steps out loud. They are not talking to their shoes. They are building the internal mental scaffolding necessary for competence. People who talk to themselves carry that scaffolding into adulthood. And maybe that's the real revelation. Talking to yourself is not a sign that you are lonely. It is a sign that you are, perhaps, the best company you could ask for. You are investing in your own cognitive clarity and emotional regulation. You are practicing the ultimate form of self-reliance. So, we circle back to that initial observation. The next time you catch yourself muttering an instruction, or you see someone else doing it, don't worry about instability. See it for what it truly is, a masterpiece of human psychological design. The voice that is speaking is the voice of your focus, your memory, and your own compassionate coach. It is your mind demanding a spotlight on the truth, forcing clarity out of chaos. You are not strange for talking to yourself. You are resourceful. You are utilizing one of the most powerful and immediate tools available to you to conquer stress, organize complexity, and govern your own emotional landscape. Allow yourself the dialogue. Trust your own sound. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with the person staring back at you in the mirror. Be kind to that person. They are listening. Thank you for listening. Now, go have a talk with your executive self. What do you need to hear today?